it's the next day, and I'm not wearing my sawdust clothes because we're not going to be sanding or getting filthy today, which is nice. But we are going to take the clamps off, so our rivets set. So let's see if we can't do that. Dun, 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 dun. So we'll start back here. Come on now. Hey, follow me over here. Hey, smart camera. Stop being so dumb. All right, y'all. Check it out. Everything is in place. It doesn't look like we had any bleed over on the glue, which is awesome. So we've just got essentially our hilt and our pommel done. All of the rough work on the sword is done. Tour de pommel. Up over the handle. Hilt. Ooh la la. Down the blade. Okay, so we've brought the sword inside on our enormous dining table so that I can try to get everything sketched out. You can probably hear my spawnling in the background and her toys and some hopefully royalty-free Christmas music. I've got her little play place thing set up right there because it's probably the easiest gantry I can use for my webcam. And I'm just going to try to get it fixed in a place where y'all can actually see what I'm doing and then start getting the sketching done. Let's see. So we've got our heat gun. We've got our epoxy warming up so that it is less viscous and easier to pour. We've got our cup. We've got our ink. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1.5 ounces of each. And then last time for 3 ounces, we did 6 or 7 drops, and it was not quite opaque enough. So we'll probably do, I think maybe 10, 11. We'll see. Let's add our drops of pigment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's make it around 12. Boosh. Okay. Mix that up. Make sure you scrape the sides. If there's anything I've learned from watching other jerks on YouTube who actually know what they're doing, it's that you always scrape the sides when you're mixing your resin. Well, actually, all right. Well, here I am. Put it near heat lamp out here for a little bit. It's been another 24 hours or so. So, and about, I don't know, maybe 3 hours of that was with a heat lamp near it. Feels much harder now, not leaving any fingerprints, which I should have known was a bad sign. And so we're going to get back to sanding it, which is going to be horrible. But, yeah, there we go. Ah, I should have a mask on. I'm being foolish.
When I say mask, I mean respirator. If you don't have a proper respirator, probably any mask will do. I guess it depends on how much you value your lungs.
Three hours later.
Oh, anyway, I don't want to film all this, so look at this. It's kind of working. I'll be back. So anyway, I starts blasting, right? I've been sanding and sanding and sanding since days immemorial.
Alright, well, more blasphemy, because I'm going to use the orbital. And I know, like I said, I recognize that's blasphemy, it's terrible, it's all the wrong things, but I'm not willing to sand this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, because I'm just not. So, here we go. Three hours later. I got some pour over stain that I don't know what to do about. I don't know if there's anybody who actually knows what they're doing who would watch this channel and give me feedback, but if there is anyone, feedback is welcome. Besides, mask off and do better. Oh, let's put a little bit of water on it. That is not as terrible as I think it is. Or is it? Considering that it's the first time I've ever poured epoxy or ever done any sort of inlay, engraving, whatever you want to call it, I think I should be a little bit gracious with myself, perhaps is the right term. Maybe go easy on myself a little bit. It's not the worst thing I've ever done. Hey y'all, just a quick reminder that when this episode goes live, I'm going to be listing the sword on eBay for auction. Well, there goes my dog. I don't know how much of that y'all caught, but my dog just totally chased off a coyote. And there goes some deer. I live a very fortunate life. Fresh new stain. Look at that. Give it a nice little mix. You always want to make sure that you do a good job mixing it up. Because otherwise you will find, as you'll notice when you stick the stir stick down to the bottom, is that there's sediment. There's, sorry, I don't know how to do this while you can see me and talk. There's sediment, there's material, there's the goods at the bottom of the can. You want to make sure that you're mixing in. If you don't do it regularly when you use your stain, then what you'll find is your stain will continue to get darker and darker and darker and be a different tone as you go through the can. Now, whether or not that matters is kind of a matter of opinion. But if you want to have consistent staining ability, then it matters to you. Sorry, I'm also watching my spawnling monitor at the same time. I can tell that my spawnling is awake, but peacefully. Anyway, so I don't know how far we'll get. We're going to get as far as we can. Right then. So, you don't need a lot. You want to rub it in, rub it off, no excess. Do a good job with that. This will work great for everything except for up there, around these little knobbly bits. We'll probably have to brush a little bit of it in with the sponge because that kind of detail work just isn't perfect for this. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this done before I gotta run inside. You also generally want to make sure you're doing a better job of keeping everything clear of dust and debris simultaneously. There you go. So as you can see, got some big old gaps for that soak to sink down into. And I don't know if you can see this on the video very well, but the stain has thinned out a little bit. Probably could have used a good stir before I started again, because those sediments, the bits that make it real dark, had already started to sink away. And again, you just want to give it a good dab on all these rivets so it soaks into the cracks in between and underneath. And it looks like I'm doing overkill right now, right? It looks like this is far more stain than is needed. And in a sense, that's true, because if I had done a better job with the actual woodworking part of it, then I probably wouldn't need to soak into the cracks so much, because there wouldn't be so many cracks, because I would have done a better job to begin with. But I didn't. So the answer is yes, it is actually necessary to go that overboard on the stain to soak back into those crevices. And to the crevasse here, get back in there where the cloth itself could not have gotten. There you have it, folks. Let's see. It's a pretty big sword. I'm jazzed about it. Maybe I'll do another quick little rub around the symbol of sacrifice, the brand of sacrifice, sorry. Down on my katakana. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, so it's kind of done-ish. The stain is mostly dried. We've got our, I should probably do it from the other direction. Got our brand. Very shiny brand that you can't really see very well. Is that better? I don't know, my production qualities already suck, so you're probably used to it if you made it this far. Got our brand. Got our, come on now. Got our writing. Also very glossy. There we go. That's a little better. If you take a step back, this is me taking a step back for you. Like I said, you can kind of see the halo around the language and a little bit around the brand. I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to do for that. And again, I kind of like it. I think it looks kind of neat. It helps it set it apart a little bit. You know, if I did it again in the future, maybe I'd do things differently. But c'est la vie. What I do want to do is make them pop a little bit more, make them look a little bit less dull. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some poly, and we're just going to paint it on with paintbrush carefully just onto the epoxy parts, and try to tidy that up, see if we can add a little bit more gloss to those, make those pop a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do. right, y'all. Well, there's that. The last thing that I've got to do is wrap yon handle, and I got some tender tape. You know, I want to be gentle. You know, Guts, he's a really tender soul, and so we're gonna use some tender tape. Okay? Yeah. And I will be honest with y'all, I kind of think I spaced that out really well. Not to go and doing a whole bunch of horn tooting, y'all. You know, I do like to toot my own horn, though. It's pretty nice. You know, everybody should toot their horn every now and then. I mean, if you don't know how to toot your own horn, how's anybody else gonna learn how? You gotta know how to. If you don't know how to toot your own horn, you gotta learn. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. See, I'm trying to see if I can get the brand in there. No, I'm not making eye contact with you. I'm looking at the monitor, which probably makes me a pretty poor presenter. It's like Zoom, you know, where you're too busy staring at yourself or, you know, somebody else, or the YouTube video, which is in the window that you're actually watching, to make eye contact with the actual camera. I think it turned out pretty heckin' dope. Anyway, I will see if I can end the video with the glamour shots. No promises. I will do the best that I can to give you the glamour shots and make it look very pretty. You know, I don't have a display method already decided. We got some ideas, you know, for methods of display. We shall see. Yeah. Maybe I'll put it in my office and then my clients can come in and think I'm a weirdo, which would be accurate. Thanks for watching, y'all. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to check out my Patreon and my Etsy, I'd appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Thanks.